Although Europe managed to avoid an energy deficit, it still has to buy oil and gas for much higher prices than before the introduction of numerous sanctions against Russia. This primarily has a negative effect on the European industry that is becoming less competitive. That's why most analysts had expected smaller growth of 0.9% in the Eurozone industrial production. Notably, in the previous period, the indicator jumped by 2%. However, the real data turned out to be significantly below the forecasts. Industrial production contracted by 1.4% on a yearly basis. Month-over-month, the indicator slumped by 4.1%. It's the largest drop after the one caused by the pandemic. Notably, such a dynamic confirms that a recession is inevitable. What's more, it's likely to be deep and prolonged. This will have a direct influence on the euro and the pound sterling. However, at the moment, both currencies are gaining in value. This could be explained by a considerably overbought US dollar. Nevertheless, at the beginning of the US trade, the greenback is expected to resume rising. On the trading chart, we see that the euro dropped below 1.0850 against the US dollar because of a rapid downward movement. This caused a technical signal of oversold conditions. Last week, the euro depreciated by about 180 pips. A correctional movement from a yearly high of 1.1060 is still in force. However, an oversold signal may point to its end, and traders consider 1.08 and 1.0850 to be a support area where the volume of short positions will decline. In the event of this, we may see stagnation that will be followed by an upward reversal. The downward scenario suggests an inertial movement. If the price settles below 1.08, the euro-dollar pair will slide deeper. Meanwhile, the pound sterling lost about 200 pips against the greenback last week. Under the current conditions, we see an oversold signal on the daily chart, and this may point to a slowdown and an end of the correctional movement. However, speculators may ignore the oversold signal because of the inertial movement. And in this case, the price settlement below 1.2440 may cause a drop to 1.2350. And that's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you in several hours. We will take a close look at the US trading session.